Hello, I'm Gallant Skink, and today I'm going to be building a massive park ecosystem. Now, to set this apart from a lot of other ecosystem parks, I'm actually going to be making it a for-profit park. So a lot of people, they'll just use unlimited money, they'll focus entirely on the environment. I'm going to try to combine that with the traditional park, where we actually try to make a lot of money. Because money makes the world go round. And if you see my previous videos, you probably recognize this island. I actually generated it for my Intelligent Park video. It's very nice. It has these 3 little isolated areas, and this is where I'm going to keep the majority of the amenities and everything, and the actual dinosaurs are going to be secluded on this main island right here. And to make it to where the guests can actually see the dinosaurs, I'm going to be using this balloon tour, which I've never actually used before, but I think it's perfect for what I'm trying to build here. And then I'm gonna flatten this down because I want the balloon tour to start pretty close to the mainland, just so the guests don't have to like wait an hour to get there, because I'm assuming these things are pretty slow. And then I'll just build a hyperloop from here to here and route power over here, getting these power cables right in the ocean. I'm sure that won't cause any problems. Large substation, of course, connect, and there we go. Our guests can now just pretty much teleport over here to this island, which is where the tour is going to start. And then just for the purpose of designing this area, I'm gonna clear this out into pasture, but I'm probably gonna add some trees back to it. I just want to be able to see visually what I have to work with, and also be able to flatten out some of this ugly terrain right here. Perfect. Now, to get the dinos over there, I thought about having some hatcheries on the mainland, and I might end up doing that, but at first, I'm just going to have the hatcheries over here and transport them via helicopter. Now, you can see right here, I actually have all of the dinosaurs unlocked by default. I don't usually do that, but for this challenge, it actually kind of makes sense, and I think it'll just be more fun that way. But I've been looking through these smaller dinosaurs. I guess I should filter by herbivore. I'm trying to see what the base of our ecosystem could be. I'm kind of leaning towards the tacos. I think I'll get some of these down, and then maybe some lystros and microceratus. All just a bunch of cute little herbivores that are going to be a great meal once we start introducing the carnivores into the ecosystem. Oh, and there goes the balloon. Just as slow as I thought it would be, but it is working, so that's good. Now, I'm going to go ahead and include a lot of ground fruit and ground nut. And then I'm going to add a big pond right here. Maybe even with some deep water. There we go. And then I can just kind of go around here with some rocks, making everything look nice. There we go. Now, that's a rock right there. But before I get too carried away with actually making things look nice, let's get some dinosaurs into here before I go bankrupt. Now, the hard part with this is going to be the ranger teams, because I'm going to have ranger posts all over this park, which is kind of something I didn't think about until now. But we'll have about 4 around this pond. And then I guess we can have almost a little secret facility over here in this region so that the rangers can actually get over there. Now, I'm thinking, what if we have this little bit split off so that the rangers can actually get into the main ecosystem, but they're still protected? And I might even go ahead and get multiple ranger teams out here. And oh, contract time. We can do this one. That one's easy enough. And then we can go ahead and construct a secondary hyperloop all the way up to here. And what is this? Missing ground nut. How much more do you need? We'll just sprinkle some of this in around this area, I guess. Now back to my ranger team. I'm gonna make a electrified fence starting right here, and make sure that nothing can actually intervene with my operation. So that looks good right there. And then I will get this large substation and connect that up to the power plant. But even though I just got these amenities down, I'm still not making a profit. Probably because I don't have any restrooms. I don't even know how it's 4%. I don't have a restroom in this park. But also just because, you know, who's gonna come here to this park to see 6 tacos from super high up where they can't even see anything? So I'm gonna go ahead, go back to this hatchery, and see if I can't find another small herbivore to introduce. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Lystro. Oh, I might have just made a misclick right there. Let's try to not do that with the carnivores. I mean, these are just Lystros, so not too bad. I can just tranquilize them, ship them off to the enclosure. But yeah, in the future, I'm gonna try not to do that. And it looks like our tacos here have been breeding up a storm. They got 3 eggs in here, about ready to hatch, actually. Oh, yes. Oh, aren't they adorable? They're gonna make wonderful food for the carnivores. And let me just pause real quick. Do not worry, everybody. I have the power to freeze time. So there's an emergency shelter for you. One over here. And even one for our rangers. Why not? And then I should also probably get some maintenance facilities set up around the park. Alright, I have all shelters opened up. Hopefully we can just ride out this storm. And yeah, there's no way that these people are still alive. Okay, what is going on here? I go to balloon tour. It says visible dinosaurs 0. Does this balloon tour have to be for large dinosaurs? I know it says best for large dinosaurs. Might have to alter my approach then. I guess it would also be interesting if we went for the gyro station. And since we're going to have a bigger operation over here, I might as well make a monorail, because I don't think people are going to want to walk all the way down here. Aha! Now we got the ball rolling. Also, I think it's funny that along the gyrosphere track, there's this like weird canyon area and then this bridge, but that's just how the track works, you know? It's a little bit of a joyride. But if we hover over here, yeah, visible dinosaurs 8. Are we actually making a profit though? Oh, close to it. And it looks like we're actually going to get some more baby dinosaurs here in just a second. And I was looking through these small dinosaurs, and I think I'm actually going to go with Ornithomimus. He kind of looks like an emu, so yeah, epic choice. Because I'm kind of inspired by those like discount safari tours you go on in like Texas and whatever, where you just drive around with a bucket of feed and they just got emus running around all over the place and they start to like bite you eventually. And then you know it's time to leave. But let's see, what's this new challenge? I guess I'll do this one, break even. I mean, if I don't complete this, I'm gonna lose anyways, so might as well go for it. Now, I'm gonna make sure I actually click the release via airlift option this time, because I don't need people getting pecked to death. And I guess I'll put them over here on this side where it's pretty vacant. And I'm seeing here I have an undiagnosed ailment. Oh, it's one of the... How do you have an ailment and you're not even in the enclosure yet? What a weakling. But let's see, what all do you want? Ground fruit, ground leaf, wetland. Easy enough. And you know what? I'll go ahead and add a nest for these guys as well. Oh, and look, the balloon tour is actually working now. Visible dinosaurs, 24. I'm not sure why it wasn't working earlier. And oh, these ornithomimids are actually wading in the water. That's pretty cool. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add a few more rocks, just making this place look as nice as I can before we get the carnivores in here. And then of course we're sprinkling in some foliage, adding a few happy little trees in here. Now, I think it's time for the moment we've all been waiting for. It is now time to introduce some carnivores. And I think Pyroraptor might actually be a good choice. Now, what do we have here? Dinosaur on the menu. Sell one of my newly incubated Pyroraptors and get almost $500,000? That's a no-brainer right there. I almost think it's best to drop them off here. That way they have two different groups of herbivores to feed on. So, yeah, right there. Perfect. And then just so they aren't over-reliant on eating all my other creatures, I'm going to include this prey feeder right there. We might actually get two of them. Perfect. Get some goats in this exhibit. Now let's see, they want cover, deep water, pasture. So I have deep water actually in the pond over here, but I don't want them entirely over there all the time. Oh, okay, that looks a little bit funny. Here, give me just a second. And let's see, oh, would you looky there, the tornado appeared right next to all my structures again. Ah, I love to see that. And what is this? Dead dinosaur? Oh. Ornithomimus seemed to be the first victim of the Pyroraptors. And it seems that they aren't too fond of the gyrospheres. But I mean, who is? And, excuse me? How did power run out over here? The tornado didn't touch this area, did it? There we go. Oh, dang, it was about to roll off into the ocean. Let's go ahead and get you back over here. And I'm also going to name these Pyroraptors real quick. So here we have the Shrek and Charlie. And then another name suggestion I received for a dinosaur is Duchess Theodora. A very regal name, I must say. And oh my, the tacos over here are suffering. They don't have enough cover, ground nut, or water, apparently, probably because they keep on breeding out of control. You see, this is what we have the Pyroraptors for. In fact, let's go ahead, and I think medium nest is what they like. Yeah. Let's get a Pyroraptor nest set up just around this water. Oh, look, a dead taco hunted down by Duchess Theodora. These Pyroraptors are actually doing a great job because I bet if I go to a taco now, yeah, they're satisfied. They have a little bit of cohabitation discomfort, probably because of the giant ostriches that are running around, but hey, they're not starving now. Now, for the next stage of this park, I actually have an idea in mind. This is all going to be one cohesive ecosystem, but I'm going to split it off into a number of different kind of zones so that the guests know what they're getting into. And I decided on naming this location Raptor Creek, because this is where we have the Pyroraptors and it kind of looks like a creek. It was just a good basic name I came up with. And man, these people are so slow. I'm just gonna zoom past. Oh, crap. And at least it was just a goat and not an actual dinosaur, so we can just kind of serve that at the food amenity. I'm sure no one will notice. And speaking of goats, how did this one get all the way over here? Like, that is actually impressive. But what I'm doing is paving this path over here towards this other little isolated pond. And then I'm also going to make this cliff taper down into this larger area right here where hopefully we can have some larger herbivores. And what I could potentially do is have a better connection between these two areas, actually. There we go. Alright, what do you mean can't reach destination? I tell you, if there's one thing this game is lacking, it's skilled drivers. Watch this. Just gonna dive down here. Oh. Okay, let me get one more try. And click, 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 click. Yes, I think I got it. Alrighty, just in time for this massive power outage. And you know what really makes me angry? You know how you fix a power outage? Maintenance teams. Guess what maintenance teams need? Power. And what is this? Duchess Theodora has an unhappy child? Where even is this child at? Oh, here it is. Pyroraptor juvenile. Cohabitation issue. Well, get over it, bud. And I've actually decided that this is going to be a swamp biome over here. And I've kind of transformed this mountain to look like a dormant volcano. So I think I'm just gonna call this place the Volcanic Swamp. And as much as I love the Baryonyx, Spino, Suco, all of those guys, I'm gonna get the Dinochirus in this area just because I'm gonna have a lot of other medium herbivores, and then maybe another section of the park can be reserved for those carnivores, namely the Spino right here. Oh great, we have a wonderful array of negative traits, namely large appetite for every single one of these, but since they're gonna have, you know, a whole ecosystem to explore, I'm sure they can find some food. And ooh, I really like the look of that male right there, especially with the red eyes, kind of gives it that Muscovy duck look. Oh, another dead dinosaur. I wonder who killed this one. Hunted. I swear, this Duchess Theodora Pyroraptor. Let me look at how many kills it has. And, yeah, we need another amenity, so I'll just do that. But let's have a look. Why don't we? Hunt kills 3. Wait. Human kills 2. Wait a second. Have they been hunting down my gyrospheres? You know what? Whatever. It hasn't impacted profits too much, has it? Oh no, it has not. And it's gonna drive up that appeal rating. And I noticed that that juvenile Pyroraptor is about to die, so I just installed a medical team so that we can just perpetually heal these creatures. So we're not really fixing their problems. We're just pretty much putting them on eternal hospice treatment. And somebody suggested that I name a red raptor of any kind Cliff after a raptor that they had in the game Ark. And this actually does look a lot like the raptors from Ark. It has that feathered appearance. So congratulations on your new name, Cliff. I hope you don't die anytime soon. And while I have these Dinochirus en route to be dropped off here, I'm just putting down a few of these swamp cypress trees because they look really nice. And it looks like this environment is definitely going to fit their needs, so I have no more worries about designing this area for the Dinochirus at least. However, I will need to introduce a few ranger posts to this area, so I'll just put 3 down right there. And I'm hoping at some point they're going to use this very narrow land bridge in order to get to this patrol area. Oh yeah! Very smooth driving, I must say. And now for the second ranger team, let's see if they do just as well. Oh, flawless. Now, what all dinosaurs do these Dinochirus actually tolerate? Let's see. Sauropods and hadrosaurids are what it likes, so I think I'm just gonna include some of those. And as far as sauropods go, there's nothing quite as epic as Dreadnoughtus. Oh, and it actually has another cosmetic set. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, why does it look like almost human with its skull structure? That's nasty. I don't want that. This one looks much better. But in order to actually get the Dreadnoughtus, I'm going to need another scientist. Now, Wahid and Thomas over here, they're both pretty good scientists, don't get me wrong. But nothing beats experience, and I have no hands over here has been very useful in some of my other parks. So whenever I saw his resume on the table, it was an instant accept. A politician was the victim of the latest outbreak, and their rivals believe we engineered the situation. They want to offer their thanks. $2.5 million looks pretty good to me. Now, how are these people dying? I'm still assuming it's the gyrospheres. I mean, this fence is getting a little bit worn down. Might have someone take a look at it. And dang, these tacos are getting wiped out. Hunted down by Charlie, hunted down by the Shrek. I wonder what the remaining population of tacos actually is. I mean, it says here we have 8 juveniles and 6 adults. So I think we're still kind of keeping up pace. Why, hello there. Uh-oh, storm warning. That's not good. Let me just pause the game real quick. Yeah, it looks like this is more of just an ordinary tropical storm, which is honestly a welcome experience considering the last 2 tornadoes have really caused me some trouble. I think we solved the mystery on how these people are getting killed. How did this Pyroraptor slip in? Did it somehow like cross over here maybe? Or on this little bit? Surely not. Surely it can't move on that part. What I'm assuming happened is the rangers or the ball like opened up one of these doors and it just like ran through. And what? No! Starved to death? Your friends over here aren't starving to death. At least it was, okay, it was one of the females, so we can still get a breeding population in here. I don't know what's with some of these dinosaurs. It's like some dinosaurs in this game, you hatch them and they're just bred with like this secret idiot trait that you can't see on your screen, but it makes them just starve to death for no reason. At least our Dreadnoughtus is healthy though, and I'm gonna go ahead and use one of your suggestions to name this guy. I'd like you all to meet Bobby the Dreadnoughtus, the apex Chad of the volcanic swamp region. And here come our first baby Dinosaur, and I'm gonna go ahead and name you Vegan Bepiosaurus, which is a very long name, but it's a name one of you suggested for a Dinosaur. So I thought I'd name one of the babies that. And oh dear, I thought I selected the other model for the female Dreadnoughtus. I guess I didn't. But hey, I guess you can say that they were made for each other. And this is Zoinks the Dreadnoughtus. Now, I have a very grand vision for this park. When I'm done constructing all of these zones, I'm going to have a massive Jurassic tour car go through the entire park. So even though right now I just have balloons going over this area, I'm still making these zone names for whenever I eventually get that in place. And well, would you look at this? The Pyroraptors are breaking fences again. And yay, a politician died. And yay, a contract. So this time it actually gave me a broken fence notification. So I'm gonna add another layer of security. Yeah, you think you can just like attack my guests and not get repercussions? Now, if you want to get in there, you gotta pass 3 layers of fence. And you know what? Since you idiots are still gonna be jumping up the fence, I think I know a few park guests who might actually want to watch that. So I'm going to get this put down right here. Excellent. Now, I wonder what creatures we're gonna have here in Compy Hollow. I can only make an educated guess. And I find it hilarious that we have this whole helicopter to transport one Compy. I mean, efficiency is great and all, but when you have this kind of wealth, well, you don't really need to worry about efficiency. For you Compies, I spare no expense. But of course we can't just have Compies here in Compy Hollow. I mean, who would build a park with just Compies? That would be crazy. So I have these Dryos here, and oh, they need some ground leaf. No problem, I can just sprinkle a little bit of that in right here. Now, what I think I'm gonna do next is go ahead and start this park tour. And while I don't plan on it being operational anytime soon, it'll be useful to know kind of how to plan around it. So yeah, kind of what I was thinking, we can't actually cross over the gyrosphere track. So I'm just gonna have to kind of go around it, it seems. I am actually going to move the starting position of the track, because the way I've engineered it, it is very hard to get it to actually connect back together again. You see, I don't even need this track to go through Raptor Falls, because the gyrospheres have plenty of coverage over that area. So I just have it looping over the rest of the park, and I'm going to fence in this area right here. And then I have a simple hyperloop connecting these two sections. Clockwise, there we go. Oh, and I can change the capacity. 1 vehicle per 50 meters. Perfect. Dryosaurus has no adult population? What happened to them all? Says they don't have enough ground fiber. What are you talking about? There's got to be plenty of ground fiber here. Fibrous low plants. Add some of these in. Alright, there we go. So hopefully once these juveniles grow up, they can get breeding and get me some more Dryos. Looky here, the Shrek has actually migrated over here and is using this nesting area. Now, this is what I was really hoping to see. I didn't quite expect these dinosaurs to migrate, but I'm really happy to see that they are. And an Ornithomimus has also moved up here. Very interesting. And what do we have here? Looks like somebody messed up. This has got to be the biggest traffic jam I've ever seen in this game. How do we... Is there like a manual control? Yes. Let's fix this situation. Oh! Doing some mad drifting. We're just gonna cut through here real quick. Ah, dang it. Looks like they already got unstuck on their own. I was hoping I could do some cool demolition derby stunts. Hey, idiot. Wanna race? Uh-oh. This thing is not subaquatic. I already know that. Let me go ahead and get this back to base before I flood the engine. Oh my... These cars keep on getting kicked around. And then they gotta try to get back in line before they get ran off the road. What is this Los Angeles traffic I'm seeing right here? Wait up! Let them in. Oh my... You know, you guys can figure this out on your own. Looks like a few of the more competent drivers, though, have already almost made the full circuit. So I better start designing these new areas before the rest catch up. And if I go to my map here, you can see we have so many Pyroraptors. So they really have met that medium carnivore niche. So I think the next animal I introduce is going to be a larger carnivore. So I'm filtering by medium carnivores here. And I'm really torn between the Carnotaurus and Allosaurus. I think they're both great picks. And while I really do love the Carno, the Allosaurus has like 3 times the appeal. Now this is interesting. So 2 of them have a different model than this one. I didn't realize you could get actual different models from the same batch. So that's very interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna go with this green male right here because that looks awesome. Welcome all to Allosaurus Flats. Definitely one of the more dangerous parts of our tour. And I'm gonna name the male of this group Big Al, another one of your brilliant suggestions. And I will also add a nesting area. And what is this? Diseased Ornithomimus. Infected wound. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I better add some of these ranger posts as stops for the medical team. And oh my, they are already full on places they can visit. Well, I went ahead and got another team ready. We'll put a post right there, right there. I'm trying to get coverage just kind of around the entire park. Let's see if we can cure this Ornithomimus in time. Looks like the ambulance has just come up, and there we go. We just saved a life. And would you looky there, the massive influx of tour cars is just about to make it to the end here. So I have now confirmed that they can indeed make it around the whole track without falling down a cliff. Well, at least most of them. I'm sure a few cars have fallen down here. So it appears that Compy Hollow has actually been taken over by a lot of these other herbivores. And if I go to my site map right here, you can see that the only... Where do they even go? Here's one. The only Drysaurs are kind of out here. And how many do we even have? 4. Oh, dang. The Dryos are not doing very good. But it's interesting to see here, every single time I build out one of these regions, it actually attracts a lot of different kinds of dinos, except for this Allosaurus area. No one wants to live by those guys. Now, for this final big zone of the park, I had 2 equally captivating ideas. That being the Rex and the Spino. And I really couldn't decide on my own which to include here. Alright, before I reveal how I'm gonna pick which of those 2 I decide to let roam this park, could somebody please explain to me what is going on here? Like, who do I hire to fix this? Do I need an exorcist or something, or is it just gonna go away on its own? I mean, I guess I can try to get the transport helicopter to come get it. I don't really know if this is gonna work though, considering it's already flying away from the transport zone. And oh, looky there, a successful grab by the helicopter. Yeah, say your goodbyes, Dinosaur. You're getting transported directly from the Dinosaur Park to the SCP Foundation because they're gonna know what to do with you there. Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah, let's have the tornado right here. Right in the center of where we're making all of our money off of these tours. Okay, at least it's dying out now. I was half expecting it to heat seek its way over here and then over here. So, you know what? Just one area gets hit. It's already healed up. Not nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Except for, what do we have here? And you know what? As punishment, you guys are going over here to the Allosaurs. Except for Cliff, because you have a name. Yeah, you're getting off easy this time. I think you're just surrounded by a bad crowd, Cliff, so you're gonna go back to this area. Yeah, welcome to your new home, Pyroraptor-008. I hope you get along great with the neighbors. Yeah, and I'm sure you've deduced by now how I'm gonna determine which of these massive carnivores gets to live in my park. Oh, and just between you and me, Spino, I really hope you win this. Because I do love me a good Spinosaurus. And it's looking like he's eyeing up the Rex. Oh! Alright, Spino, you still got this. Yeah. Keep him on his toes. Looks like... You coward! Are you really running? You know what? Because you're yellow, and you're a coward, I'm naming you Yellow Belly. And now I hope you do lose. 36% health, what's the Rex at? 83%, yeah. I think we can all kind of predict who's gonna win this, right? And you know what, Rex? Since you're not a coward and you're actually kind of cool, you get a name from the comments section. Johnny MacGyver. Now Yellow Belly's just using his aquatic advantage to just hide in the water. What a coward. And, oh no! Cliff has been killed by an Allosaurus along with these two others. Oh, the Shrek as well. Two named dinos. Really, Allosaurus number 3? And I tried to spare Cliff too by throwing him over here, but I guess fate has a strange way of working out here. I've also been waiting for part 2 of this fight for a little while, but it seems that Yellow Belly and Johnny MacGyver have signed some sort of peace treaty, because they'll just walk right next to each other. They don't fight. I guess they're just both content with what they have. So maybe we can all learn something from these peaceful carnivores. And it actually looks like Johnny might be expanding his territory this way. I bet if I add more water along the path, then that'll make it easier for him to migrate if he so chooses. Anyways, let's go ahead and experience the entire park tour. So right here, we're going into Compy Hollow. And what do we have here? That looks a little bit too big to be a Compy. I hear some Compies in the grass. I saw a few of them, but yeah, there's not too many Compies here, to be honest, for a place called Compy Hollow. We got one right there. And it appears that we will now be entering the volcanic swamp. And excuse me, good sir. Here we have our lone Dreadnoughtus. At some point, the other one just like, I don't know if it starved to death. I doubt anything killed it. So yeah, I'm assuming it starved to death. But there we have one Dreadnoughtus and a group of Dinosaurs along with a very rare Dryosaurus, potentially one of the last of its kind. And another one right there. And yeah, that looks like a juvenile Dryosaurus up ahead. So it looks like they may have actually made a rebound. And we are now leaving the swampy region, going towards this more dried out area. I can only imagine what's gonna await us here. With a name like Allosaurus Flats, I am full of questions on what could be here. And up ahead, you will see the most cowardly Spinosaurus to ever exist, who ran away from his big moment with the T-Rex. And that pretty much concludes the tour. It just loops back around here. And speaking of the T-Rex, where is it? Last I checked, he's kind of in this region. Let's look. Okay, right here. Johnny MacGyver has found a new home. I guess life does indeed find a way. It seems as long as they have little patches of water they can move to, the dinosaurs will actually free roam around the park quite a bit. Anyways, that's going to be it for this episode of Jurassic World Evolution 3. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment down below, either with challenge ideas, dinosaur name ideas, or just whatever's on your mind. Anyways, I will see you in the next video.